So if you missed my bulletin that I posted, or actually it was posted along with the last video that I posted, you won't have missed me saying that I'm going to be reshooting all of my computer videos in glorious high definition. Starting with the T61, which is what this is. I've had this thing for, well, I think almost 3 years now. And it's still going strong. At one point I used to run it 24/7. Just like I'm running this one now. I used to run it just flat 24/7. No pauses, none of that. And that may have taken a toll on the original hard drive, because that failed. And it's also gone through another one. Right now, the hard drive that is in there is the 160 gig that came from this one, from the factory. And that drive actually has a problem, which is why it's not in there anymore. If you've seen my previous videos, you'll know what I'm talking about. But if you haven't, if you're a new subscriber, then we're going to explore that, and I'm going to keep you waiting, because I am just that kind of an asshole. So this is the lowest end out of all of them. All of the T61s, this is the lowest end. I have 5 others that are better than this. So, but I kept the worst one for me, because I didn't need performance at the time. I wasn't, actually, at that point in time, I wasn't even using Sony Vegas, so there's that. I say that a lot. I'm gonna quit playing around with the PCMCIA doors. I will never use these. By the way, that's what this is. It's a PCMCIA slot, for those of you who have never actually seen that. I don't know if they're still on laptops these days. These days, I think they're all just express card slots, which are totally useless, in my honest opinion. Nobody uses express cards. Who uses those? And then again, nobody uses PCMCIA cards either. And speaking of ports, we have a 1394 mini connector on the front, or FireWire, if you prefer that kind of word. We have a wireless switch here. This is the hardware wireless power switch. Flick it off to turn the wireless radios off, and flick it on to turn them on. Yeah, the computer's on, so I thought that was going to wake it up, but it didn't. We have our headphone and microphone. On this side, we have the hard drive door, the Ultra Bay, which has a different CD-ROM drive than we're used to seeing. I replaced the CD-ROM drive. And what is that? That's a USB port. In the back, we have a Kensington lock. Hopefully you can see that. That's what that thing is, right there. I don't know if you can see that or not. And then we have the port for the power. We have an intake for the heatsink, and an exhaust for the heatsink. We have a VGA, which really can't be called that. In reality, this is actually a 15-pin D-sub connector. That's what it's supposed to be called. Everybody calls it VGA because that's a lot easier than saying 15-pin D-sub. So, there's a reason why that shouldn't be called VGA, and that's because the standard that monitors operate on these days is not VGA. In fact, it's many, many, many times bigger. We have a modem, for those that actually still use modems, which back then would have been many. This machine was made in 2007, by the way. We have an Ethernet and 2 more USB, and we're back to the PCMCIA parts. The hinges are made out of metal. I believe that's magnesium. This is metal. This is not some fake plastic. It is metal. This is a stone finish, which is easy to scratch. And you can tell that it is scratched from age. I'm using this right now as a portable system. It has a 1.8 gigahertz Intel. They call it an Intel Centrino Pro, but it's really a Core 2 Duo T7100. It has, I think I have 3 gigs of RAM in there. I could have 4, but I only have 3 because putting 4 gigs of RAM in this system would be totally pointless. It's running a 32-bit operating system. Like I mentioned, a 160 gigabyte. It's actually a Seagate hard drive. And it has Windows XP on it with a kick. Let's open it up. And it will power itself on because it's in sleep mode, of course. Takes quite a while to power itself on. Yes, the screen is broken. I have explained why many, many, many times. I'm not going to do it again. If you want to see that, watch, I think it was my Dome Tar Paper opening video. And there's that. So our indicators here, we have the indicators for the wireless radios, the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth, keyboard lock, hard drive activity, power, battery, the charging light, which comes on. This is actually the charging light. I don't know why I called this the charging light. That comes on when the power adapter is inserted. And the sleep indicator. See, it says T61 because that's what it is. And you have your 2 speakers on the side there. This keyboard is heavily worn, you can tell. There's lots of wear and tear on it. This is not the original, yeah, this is definitely not the original, track point cover. Focus, please. Holy crap, focus. Come on, autofocus. There we go. That is not the original. That one came from this. I put this on here because I actually like this one better. And I don't normally use the track point on this system anyway. Speaking of mice, I have an external mouse plugged in. It's just this Logitech piece of junk that I've had for years. I don't even know how many years I've had this because they don't print the manufacturing dates on these. But it is in the left-handed configuration, even though I am right-handed. But the problem is I have to use my finger to unlock it unless I want to enter a password, and I don't. Or not. Let me in, please. Now that it's on camera, it's not going to let me in. Let me in. Ah, jeez, come on. Okay. We're going to clean it off here. There we go. It is old, so that might be part of it. And you can see all the junk that I have loaded on here. I have Apache OpenOffice.org loaded. I have Join Me screen sharing loaded for personal reasons. You can't have that. And I have a whole bunch of other programs also loaded on here. ModPlug. Yes, please do. No, I won't update. I don't even use that anymore anyway. But there's a problem. There is a problem. Check this out. And that's after even trying a reinstall. And where is it? GIMP is no better. Check this out. So that's also not working. I don't know what's going on there. At one point, Paint wasn't working, but I think it's working now. Yes, it's working now. Alright. Now, only 3 days left to save 30% on Avira Antivirus Premium. No. No thanks. Oh, holy crap. So as you can see, this is a highly customized version of Windows XP. We have, what is that, the Zune theme. With a Linux Mint background. And I also have X Screensaver installed. Or WinX Screensaver. Not the one that's loaded with viruses, but WinX Screensaver. Check this out. Oh dear. X Screensaver. That's what my screensaver is. I actually wrote a script that allows me to open up whatever the heck I want. Provided that I know, or open up many instances of the same program. Provided that it fits within a limit. Yes, I want to run it more than 10 times. Oh yeah, and the sound stream is customized as well. You can see it just opened up 15 times. And that's a really great way of automating everything. So there's that. Like I said, this is a portable system. That's what I use it for. I use it to do all kinds of on-the-road things. I should probably replace the display before it gets really broken, considering that it's portable. But there we go. That's all that I really needed to show you. There's nothing else on here other than Firefox. And, Microsoft Office, 2003. I actually have Vegas Movie Studio on here, which I might end up using, considering that this one takes quite a while to render videos. Simply because it only has 2 gigabytes of RAM. The processor is actually better than this one, but it takes more time because there isn't enough RAM available. And CDI. Oh yes, that's the other thing that I wanted to do. So for those of you that haven't seen it, you can see that this drive is quite clearly bad. It has 6,472 hours on it. I have not had it for nearly that long. Considering how long I've had this for, this drive is the original drive, likely the original drive to the system. It is an OEM drive after all. And the problem is the start-stop. I'll show you. It has a hard time starting from a cold boot or a warm restart. Check this out. So we'll restart the system here because this is the first time it's been restarted in a long time. Take a listen to the hard drive when it restarts. Because it does stop the drive, I think. Oh yes, the other thing that I wanted to do. Let's take a look at this CD-ROM. Listen to the hard drive. So obviously it has problems starting up. Sorry about that noise. So this is the CD-ROM that I put in there. It's no better than the one that I had originally, but it is a different manufacturer. I believe this is an LG, actually. The old one that was in there was a Matchita. I believe this one is an LG. Or no, sorry, it's the other way around. The old one was an LG. I don't know where I put the old one. Oh, I know where the, oh yeah, I know where the old one is. I put it in one of my loan-out machines, but it doesn't work, so. I'm cheap. I mean, we need to buy a new one off of eBay, but I just never got around to it. Maybe it's because my hands are so freaking sweaty, man. There we go. And yes, that is the Windows 98 startup sound. Don't judge me. I like the sound. In fact, it's one of the best startup sounds ever. Although I like Windows Millennium's or Windows 2000's better. Don't ever mention Millennium around here. Ever. 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 Oh, what was that drive? I wanted to take a look. Oh, it'll pop up in a second. I have a Vera installed. I used to have Avast, but I found out that was what was causing my system to crash, so. Out the door with that. Come on. Pretty sure I just hit cancel there. Add, remove, add, remove. I suppose I can look at it in here. And that's what I'm going to have to do. Oh, come on, computer. I don't have all day. This video is getting long enough as it is. I have to add an intro to this. It says, oh crap. It didn't detect my drive. So that's why that icon wasn't appearing in the taskbar. It's because it wasn't finding it. Oh no. What is this drive? This is a Matchita. Yes. So I had them reversed. This one is a Matchita. And the old one was an LG. And this one works, the old one does not. The old one has some problems achieving focus lock. And I think there's something up in the optics as well, because even if it achieves focus lock, it doesn't read anything, so. That's that. Thank you for watching. If you have your comments, feel free to leave them down below. And I will see you next time. Till then.